On 5th of October 2022, the World Health Organization issued a global alert for 4 cough syrups, warning that they could be linked to acute kidney injuries and children's death in July, August, and September in the Gambia. Interviews conducted on bereaved parents in the Gambia by health authorities and law enforcement agencies revealed how their children are not able to pass urine after being given the syrups. As their conditions worsened, efforts to save their lives were fruitless, which has resulted in the death of over 66 children. This is a worrisome development which once again beams a searchlight on the essence of effective regulation and control of medical products. As a member of the WHO Program on International Drug Monitoring and following our active participation in the WHO member state mechanism on substandard and falsified medical products, NAFDAC is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that these products do not cause harm to our people. As part of our regulatory controls, NAFDAC has issued an alert to the public on the Public Alert number 039/2022, alert on substandard contaminated pediatric cough syrups circulating in the Gambia. This alert has been widely circulated on our website and all social media handles and sent to all healthcare providers in our database, as well as professional bodies and associations in the medicine supply chain. In addition, we have put appropriate measures in place to prevent entry of these spurious products from the various ports of entry and have activated our internal surveillance mechanisms to mop up these products from the supply chain pipeline if they ever are found in our own country. These suspected medical products are promethazine oral solution, cofzimalaine baby cough syrup, Markov's baby cough syrup, and Magrib N cold syrup. These products were manufactured by an Indian company, Maiden Pharmaceuticals, which had failed to provide guarantees about their safety. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control is issuing through this medium to further notify healthcare providers and awaken the consciousness of the public on these 4 substandard products identified in the Gambia and reported to WHO in September 2022. The 4 products again are promethazine oral solution, cofzimalaine baby cough syrup, Markov baby cough syrup, and Magrib N cold syrup. According to WHO report, laboratory analysis of samples of the 4 products confirmed that they contain unacceptable amounts of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol as contaminants. Diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol are restricted chemicals which are toxic to humans when consumed and can prove fatal, and indeed has proven fatal again. These chemicals are closely related in chemical structure to propylene glycol, which is the right vehicle for use in the manufacture of pediatric syrups. Poor quality control might have led to non-detection of these dangerous byproducts, and hence the fatality we have on our hands in the Gambia. The notable examples of drug quality problems resulting to serious public consequences and highlighting the significance of NAFDAC include the disaster of poorly compounded chloroquine syrup at UNTH Enugu in 1990, meaning we've experienced things like this before. Another one is paracetamol syrup at UCH Ibadan and Just Teaching Hospital in 1990. Fake meningitis vaccines in northern Nigeria in 1996. Reported cases of contaminated infusions in circulation in 2002. And the My Pikin saga in 2008, that was a result of negligence in manufacturing, resulting in poorly formulated paracetamol syrup. Under my watch as Director General, we are working assiduously to ensure that this does not happen again in our country. It is pertinent to know that toxic effects of this contamination in cough syrup include abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, inability to pass urine, headache, altered mental state, and acute kidney injury, which may lead to death, and indeed has led to many deaths in the Gambia. The stated manufacturer of this product is Maiden Pharmaceuticals Limited in Haryana, India. To date, the stated manufacturer has not provided guarantees to WHO on the safety and quality of this product. According to WHO, the 4 cold and cough syrups in question have been potentially linked with acute kidney injuries and 66 deaths among children in Gambia. There are product details that you will find on our website under Alert. The details of these standard cough syrups again are from Maiden, or include the manufacturer Maiden Pharmaceuticals, the product name promethazine oral solution, Cofeximalin baby cough syrup, Macof baby cough syrup, Magrip and cold syrup, and the pictures are also on our website on the Alert page. All batches of this product listed above should be considered unsafe and dangerous. The substandard products in this alert are unsafe, as I mentioned, and their use in children and adults will result in serious injury or death. Again, these products are not registered by NAFDAC, therefore should not be in circulation. These products are not registered by NAFDAC, therefore should not be in circulation. To date, these 4 products have been identified in the Gambia, but may have been distributed through informal markets to other countries or regions. That is why we have heightened our vigilance. NAFDAC implores importers, distributors, retailers, and consumers and stakeholders to exercise caution and vigilance within the supply chain to avoid the importation, distribution, sale, and use of the substandard cough syrups. All medical products must be obtained from authorized, licensed pharmacists or suppliers. The product's authenticity and physical condition should be carefully checked. Members of the public in possession of the above listed products are advised to discontinue use or sale and submit stock to the nearest NAFDAC office. If you have these substandard products, please do not use them. If you know somebody that have this product or suffered any adverse reaction or event after use, you are advised to seek immediate medical advice from a qualified healthcare professional. Healthcare professionals, consumers, and members of the public are encouraged to report any suspicion of adverse drug reaction and substandard falsified medicines to NAFDAC on 0800 162 3322 0800 162 3322 or email to sf.alert@nafdac.gov.ng sf.alert@nafdac.gov.ng. Thank you very much. Activities of some impersonators, impostors, and fraudulent individuals that are impersonating myself, Director General of NAFDAC, via our social media accounts, Facebook and LinkedIn. The impostors or impersonators are asking for money in exchange of employment and other favors. They are asking for money in exchange for employment or other favors. These are impostors or criminals. This is a security breach. NAFDAC and the Director General will never request for gratification to carry out its mandate. I repeat, NAFDAC and the Director General will never resort for gratification to carry out its mandate. The Director General will never request for gratification. This is my 5th year on this seat. As a result of this, the social media account of the Director General will no longer be in use until further notice. Members of the public are hereby advised to exercise due caution and report any such activities to EFCC at 234-809-332-2644 or Department of State Services 234-915-339-1309 in Nigeria. For international, please call UK Interpol +44 797 115 3192 or use US Federal Bureau of Investigation +1 800 225 5324. Thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. You know, as simple as
I resumed my duty on November 30, 2017. And one of the things that I mentioned, or the key things that I mentioned, is to mitigate substandard falsified medicines. Before my time, NAFDAC was not at the port for 7 years, 2011 to 2018, May 16. And our mandate includes importation, controlling importations, exportation. But we were removed from the ports for 7 years. And Nigeria became a haven of anything bad, food, drug, or other regulated products. I did not know before I came that that had happened. So I knew that NAFDAC has its work cut out for him or for her. We have been doing a lot since my resumption. Our enforcement, at the point when I came in, we were swimming in tramadol as a country. And at a point I said, are they planning to destroy us? Because once you touch the youth, you have destroyed the nation. They were raining tramadol on us. At that point, there was some issue with NDLEA, and they also called us to action. So my first 6 months, I was running after tramadol. For the first 6 months, I was running after tramadol. We have seized over 1.7 trillion worth of tramadol containers since that time. Over 1.7 trillion. We were called by an informant at high places that we should expect 31 containers of tramadol that were labeled as building materials. It was only one out of the containers that contained building materials. Those containers are worth about 1.7 trillion naira. NDLEA has stepped up its game, and I commend our general Maman that is there. However, for us, other products, we have thousands of products, or I would say hundreds of medicines. We have stepped up our enforcement. The last raid we got was, I think, 1.3 billion naira worth of medicines, falsified, banned, counterfeited. We go about every time, almost every week, to do one raid or the other through us, through the public information, because we cannot be in every state, every quarter, every yard or courtyard or whatever, or street in Nigeria. It is all citizens that we help. The Kokura thing was raised by a citizen. The herbal medicine that was laced by marijuana was from an what do you call it? Informant. So we have been doing a lot in terms of enforcement. However, what we are realizing is that we need more staff, because it is one thing to ask NAFDAC to go to XYZ places. It's another thing to get the team that we move in mass, undercover or whatever, above cover. That is one part. In terms of bringing in shipments of medicines, we import about 70%. And anytime I think of that, I just get depressed in my own spirit. Why should we be so dependent on other countries? That doesn't mean we will not import some, but not 70%. So we took the war to China and India 2019, 3 years ago, September, to let our clean report inspection analysts know that if you are doing business with us, you better do business at the same level, meaning to protect the health of our own people. So we stepped up our game in India and China with our CRI agents. We started working directly with the laboratories. We found out before that time that some laboratories said they can test all these things before pre-shipping, but they don't even have the equipment. So we signed agreements with the laboratories, with the CRI agents. Since that time, we have stopped over 85 to 90 shipments. And when you saw shipments, it may be containers in one shipment. of products that do not have medicines, substandard, falsified, counterfeited. 3 weeks ago, I was in India for regulators conclave or meetings, from all over the world, regulators from all over the world. And I told them that when we blacklist, and I'm coming back to that, when we blacklist a company, what do you do in your own country? Because anytime we blacklist a company for violating our rules and regulations, we send letters to the embassy. We send letters to Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association or Chinese or whatever, so that it is not just here that we are making noise from. We are making noise right from the embassy. So I asked them, what the manufacturer associations, what do you do? Do you discipline your own staff? That reverberates in that particular meeting. That week, I was also with the ambassador, our ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Sule, in New Delhi. And I made him to realize many things that we have been doing in terms of mitigating substandard falsified medicines. And somebody actually read, one of the companies was there, and he had the letter that we wrote to him, or to them. I said, read it out. Read it out. Oh, we were bringing in unregistered products. And the ambassador was furious. Really? So, that is the pre-shipment aspect. And dealing with, bilateral discussions, things like that. We also have risk-based pharmacovigilance, or post-marketing surveillance. We didn't have that, or we weren't practicing that very well before. Meaning, we bring in 1,000 products, but we now profile companies. We profile products and know which ones are the most risky. We go after those, sample them. We did one, that survey, December, January this year, to know which products are being falsified. For example, anti-malarials are some of the ones that are easily falsified. And they are, that is a class in one of the ones that so that is risk-based post-marketing surveillance. Before my time, NAFDAC was the first agency in the world to use what is called TrueScan. It's like this phone, you put it on top of the tablet or whatever, and it will show you that it is paracetamol tablet. One was about $50,000 that time, before my own administration. Now, it is about $75,000 because it's a mini equipment. It's a big laboratory equipment that they miniaturized. We bought 40 of them. So you can multiply 40. We got it at a discounted rate of $50-something thousand. As we speak, our staff are being trained. It's not just going to show that it's paracetamol. It will show paracetamol 20% instead of 100%. So it is both qualitative and quantitative. That is what science does, So we are using that because it's quantitative. We have to have more training. As we speak, our staff are being trained on how to use it properly. That is using detection devices. We do routine rates. This is the director of pharmacovigilance and post-marketing surveillance. We do not have 9-to-5 job. We do not have weekend. Because somebody can say, oh, we just got an alert that something is happening at the port at 11 p.m. in the night. What does the DG do? I will see you tomorrow? No. Our job is round the clock. So we are doing so many. It's a multifaceted approach to mitigating substandard falsified medicines. Stakeholders meetings. I believe in dialoguing, making people to think. What are you doing? Is what you are doing killing people? Is what I'm doing? Can what I'm doing rather kill somebody? Can what I'm doing kill a child? Even this is our own director of finance. Can what he does kill somebody as a result? So we have a quality system culture that we bought into about 4.5 years ago. It is mindset. It is difficult to change a culture, but we started that path about 4.5 years ago, so that everybody thinks, what am I doing that can maim somebody, that can destroy the kidney of somebody? So this, I hope I answered your questions. Thank you very much. And then your second question was, your second question before I leave you. Yeah, you asked the second question. You've answered it. Good.
No, you've answered it.
No. Is the PCN bill? Okay. Is the PCN bill? Yes. It is good that the PCN bill has been signed by the president. When we were getting our maturity level 3, when we started this path, WHO asked us, which other agency controls drugs? PCN. So we went through our maturity level 3 benchmarking or auditing together. They had one function, we had 7 functions. Their function is licensing. Now that they have gotten this, I know that they're going to be more empowered. They have mandate over patent medicine shops, over pharmacy, community, hospital, and so on. The practice side, they take care of that. But we work together because we also go downstream and upstream. They are more downstream, but we are both upstream and downstream. But to answer your question about something to strengthen deterrence, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? Yes, we had the public hearing on the C-34 bill. It is to protect our people from substandard, falsified medicines, and unwholesome food. That is the bill that backs us up on our enforcement. We can arrest, we can shut down businesses. We have about 85 policemen in NAFDAC that work with us every day. That is part of the question in terms of enforcement. What this C-34 bill, the old one has been repealed, the new one has been enacted, because until they sign it up, it is to increase the penalty, is to make sure that there is deterrence. When somebody is caught with tramadol and that person is sentenced to 5 years or 250,000 naira, who doesn't know that that person will use an ATM card? So our C-34 bill is going to be more strengthened so that there is deterrence. When we think of strong regulatory agencies in the world, it's because they have strong deterrent measures. In the US, if your company is worth $200 million and you violate the rule, US FDA will fine you $250 million. That's it. Your company is gone. So there is fear that if I do wrong, I will lose everything as a company person in the US. So the average company or average practitioner is on edge. They are on their toes to make sure that quality, the products they are making have quality because of strong system. So our C34B, we are looking up to that. And my brother from the Authority newspapers talking about drug abuse. I mentioned that when I came, it was tramadol, tramadol, tramadol. And we launched the campaign against drug abuse, on drug abuse rather, in 2018 in Kano. We started working with the young pharmacist group, going around schools in 6 states, and then pandemic came. So that took 2 years out of us. So we are starting now again. Even the funding that we put aside is still there, that we couldn't spend, is still there to continue. I just spoke with my director that was leading that. So that's, but we can do more. Again, we can do more. Catch them young. We have a program where we bring in young kids from schools to let them know from when they are young that drug abuse is, can kill, things like that. So we have different outlets, but this, to answer your question, that was what actually kind of step that down a little bit, but we are picking it up. In terms of cosmetics, that is one fight that we are doing right now. About a month ago, we had a big retreat on it. Unfortunately, the internet has become the medium of selling these products. So we have to now go a step further than what we used to do internet vigilance or whatever. We are doing that as we speak. Another challenge with the cosmetics is that, in fact, we got somebody that said that that makes cosmetics, and the person said he makes it spiritual cosmetics. I said, really? So long as it's chemicals, it's not spiritual. We will deal with the chemistry, you can deal with the spiritual. But part of these problems is that in different salons, they concoct this within the store or whatever and give to patients. Mix all sorts of things. We do raid routinely. Our enforcement does raid routinely. But we cannot do this alone. FCCPC, the Consumer Protection Group, we were talking about a week ago. They pointed us. We have signed an MOU with them. They will point us to what can hurt consumers. We go after the company or the setting. Our vigilance, we are stepping them up. We are stepping it up rather. This is a constant. Our work is not a dash. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a daily thing, because some people want to get rich quick on the altar of compromise health of our people. So we are taking care of the bleaching cream. Unfortunately, younger people also are involved in this, and I've said this several times on NAFDAC and your health, that God has given us protection for the layers under what we can see. Once you start using bleaching cream or whatever to peel off and peel off and peel off, it's very likely will result in cancer. It may not be now, It may be 10 years, it may be 20 years down the road. Because whatever we put on our faces, on our skin rather, penetrates. They may penetrate slowly or little by little, but if you use it routinely, they start accumulating. And they start accumulating in the wrong places, in the skin, in the kidney, in the liver. And I tell people God has given us beautiful skin, dark skin, that is more protected against UV rays. Against UV rays. We don't need to use ointment or cream to protect ourselves if we go into the sun. God has given us that protection. So I don't understand why people will start peeling the skin off. If it doesn't cause cancer, maybe it will not give us concern. But it does cause cancer. And cause also physical facial damage. Then there was the last question about diabetics. We have not approved any medicine that can cure diabetics, or diabetes rather. We have not approved any medicine that can cure diabetes. If there is such, we will be glad to look at it, so long as it is backed by science. So long as it is backed by science and statistics. If something is given to 2, 3, 4, 5 people and they get better, then that may be true, may not be true. Because when you expand the pool, do you observe the same ratio of 20 out of 20 or 50 out of 50 or 45 out of 50? So if it's backed by science, we will be glad to look at it. If it is a natural product, NAFDAC has a regulatory system that gives a listing approval. Once we take care of the toxicity, the microbial content, if it is being used before by our forefathers, we can give listing approval. After that, that applicant must go and find out how they're going to do clinical trial. They can come to us and ask, how can we do clinical trial on this? It costs money. And that is where also the government has to support such entrepreneurs. I think that those are the questions that you asked. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.